Dear students, welcome to lecture 21 in distributed systems. Today's topic is election algorithms. So, in a distributed system, there is a need for a coordinator process. We have used the coordinator process in centralized mutual exclusion concept and centralized deadlock detection concept. Those two we have discussed in our earlier lectures. But now, how to elect the coordinator is done via election algorithms. So, for the smooth running of different processes, there is a need for a coordinator for many algorithms which we are using in distributed systems. So, these election algorithms are designed to choose a coordinator. So, with the help of these algorithms, out of different processes, we can choose the coordinator process so that this coordinator process will guide or will able to run in a smooth manner of all the other processes. So, there are two election algorithms which we are going to discuss now. Those are Bully algorithm and ring algorithm. So those two algorithms are Bully algorithm and ring algorithm. If already any coordinator process exists and if it fails due to any reason, due to the failure of the site or due to the communication problem or network problem, if any coordinator process which is elected is failed. So in such a case, a new coordinator process must be elected. Why a new coordinator process should be elected? Why? Because in order to coordinate the actions of all the other processes. So election algorithms are meant for electing a new coordinator process. From the remaining currently running processes, it will elect another coordinator. Suppose there are 5 coordinating processes. Out of that, P1 is acting as coordinator process and now P1 is failed. So, for coordinating between P2, P3, P4 and P5, a new coordinator must be elected among those 4 remaining currently running process. So, at every point of time, these currently running process out of 4, only one should act as a single coordinator should act as a coordinator process. Okay. Next. Election algorithms are based on these following assumptions. This is nothing but, first of all, we need one coordinator process out of all the other processes. Means any process having high priority number will act as a coordinator. That coordinator process will coordinate all the actions of the remaining processes. If that coordinator is failed, means T1 is failed. Here we think of like T1 is selected as the coordinator and P1 is failed. In such a case, we need to select a new coordinator in order to coordinate the running of other processes in a smooth manner. So, for that purpose, we are using election algorithms. At any point of time, there should be one single coordinator for all the processes. Now, before using these election algorithms, all the election algorithms are based on the following assumptions. What are those assumptions? They are Each process in the system will have a unique priority number. What is this priority number means? See, for example, for every process we will assign one priority number. Why? Because every time the CPU time may not be free. In such a case, we will run the most priority job first. Say for example, if you have two assignments, you will give the priority depending upon the date of the submission. Whatever the date of submission is, before you will submit it first. Means you are giving priority to particular assignment, to that assignment which need to be submitted earlier. Like that, every process will be assigned with one priority number. That is, which a process is having high priority number, it will get the CPU time first. After completion of that, the process with low priority number will be taken the CPU time. Like that, this is one of the concept which we used in deadlock recovery methods, that is under selecting a victim and no starvation stage, where a deadlock, in a deadlock, a process should be selected as a victim and it should be killed or roll back. In such a case, in order to not to occur starvation means if every time, as this process is having the low priority number, every time P6 is selecting as the victim in deadlocks, then this process cannot execute its job. So in such a case, what we need to do, after a 1 hour or half an hour depending on time, we need to increase the priority of each process by 1, so that this one can get the chance of executing. This is the concept we have discussed in no starvation in deadlocks in our previous lecture also. Like that, every process in a system will have unique priority number. Unique means you all know, and here I am assuming that 10 is the max priority I am giving. Okay, each process, there are 6 number of processes and I am assigned one unique number. And the second assumption is, first one is every process should have unique priority number. Second one is, whenever an election is held, the process having the highest priority number will be elected as the coordinator process. So here in our example, if we have seen, P1 is having the high priority number. So in an election, out of all the processes, which one will be elected as a coordinator process means P1 will be elected as a coordinator process. That is another assumption we are based on. And whenever an election is held, the process having the highest priority number among the currently active process is elected as coordinator. See here, we have assumed that P1 is elected as coordinator, but this one is failed. So what are the remaining process left? P2, P3, P4, P5 and P6. So out of P2 to P6, which is having the highest priority number? P3 is having. So P3 should be elected as a coordinator process out of these running process from P2 to P6. That is the second point. And third one, on recovery of a failed process, it should, say for example, P1 is recovered from failure, means it should take some necessary actions in order to get into the active process. Means P2 to P6, it should have some mechanism that P1 is get out of that failure process. So that is another assumption. And on recovery, a failed process can take appropriate actions to rejoin the set of active processes. So this algorithm was proposed by Garcia Molina in 1982. So in this algorithm, it is assumed that every process knows the priority number of every other process. Means P1 knows the priority number of P2, P3, P4 and P5, P6. Like that, P2 knows the priority number of all the other processes, that is P1, P3, P4, P5, P6. Similarly, all the other processes. Every process will know the priority number of other processes. So it is assumed in this algorithm like that. Every process will know the priority number of every other processes in the system. So the algorithm works in this manner, that is, when a process Pi sends a request message to the coordinator, means Pi indicates that I is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, n number of process may exist. Say here we are assuming that P2 process sends a request message to the coordinator. Like this, here P2 sends a request message to the coordinator. We have assumed that P1 is the coordinator. If this coordinator P1 is not replied back to P2 after few seconds, then what P2 will think? That P1 is failed. So it will wait for a fixed time. After that fixed timeout period, it will assume that the coordinator has failed. What P2 then do? It will initiate an election message to all the processes which are currently running and having high priority number than it. What are the different process having high priority number than P2 here? There is only one process, that is P3. So the second thing is first thing is when it is sending a request message to coordinator, the coordinator is not responded, so the process will initiate a new election message to every process with a high priority number than itself. That is like this. P2 is sending message to whom? Only to P3. Why? Because it is the only process having high priority number than P2. So if Pi does not receive any response to its selection message, okay, next P3 also not responding in a fixed time, what P2 will do? It assumes that among the currently active process, it is the process having high priority number. It will think that okay, all the other process has failed. I am the only process having high priority number. It will think if the process not responded to that election message. Now what it will do? It will take up the job of coordinator. Means it is taking, P2 is taking the coordinator job and it informs to all the remaining process having low priority numbers than itself. It informs that I am the new coordinator from now onwards. Like that it will send a message. Okay. Means P2 will send a message to P4, P5 and P6 because these three processes are the only having low priority number than P2. And next it informs it as a new coordinator. Otherwise, means P2 process receives a response for the election message. Okay. Why? Because if we think that P3 is existing, it has not been failed. So P3 will send a response that I am there. Like that, if it responds to P2, what P2 will do? It will not take any further action. it will simply wait to receive the final result. What will be the final result? That P3 is the coordinator. Okay, there are only 2 points. This P1 coordinator has failed. Say for example, P2 initiated a message, election message to all the process that is having high priority than this P2. P2 high priority process is P3. If P3 responds to the P2 selection message, then P3 will become the coordinator. Otherwise, if P3 does not respond, P2 will think that it is the only process with having highest priority number, and it itself acts as a coordinator and sends a message to all the remaining process having low priority number. Okay, that is this one. And next, when a process Pj receives an election message, means what are the process having low priority number? They will receive an election message. So it sends a response message to the sender informing that it is alive and it will take over the election activity. Okay, it gives response that I will take over the election activity. Now Pj holds an election if it is not already holding 1. Pj means J can be anything. J is equal 1, 2, 3 and so on. So in this way the election activity will move on from process that having the highest priority number among the currently active process. And finally the one process which will having the high priority numbers will become the new coordinator. So if PK process uh, say the failed process is some PK, here we assume first P1 is the coordinator. It must initiate an election on recovery. After recovery, it must initiate an election. So if the current coordinator priority number is higher than PK, then this PK, that is P1, cannot do anything. Otherwise, again the P1 will take as a coordinator. Okay. So it wins the election when the process is not having any other high priority job than this. So therefore, the active process having the high priority number always wins the election. This is the one criteria. Whichever process having high priority number will be elected as the coordinator process and it wins the election. This is the main reason why it is called as Bully algorithm. This one completed. Another example, via example, let us see the working of this algorithm with an example. P1, P2, P3, P4 and P5 and their priority numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So suppose that a particular instance of time, the system is in a state in which P2 is crashed. Means P2 is the coordinator acting, P2 is crashed and P1, P3, P4, P5 are the currently running active process. So we need to select one coordinating process out of this P1, P3, P4 and P5. So what the functioning steps of Bully algorithm are? P5 is the coordinator in the starting state. Why? Because okay, not P, if any system P2 is crashed, P5 is having the high priority numbers. P5 is having 5, so P5 is the coordinator in the starting state. Suppose P5 is crashed. As I said, P5 is coordinator is failed. So P3 sends a request message to P5, right? P3 sends a coordinator message to coordinator. So it does not reply. Why? Because it is crashed. What P3 process will assume? That P5 has crashed and it initiates an election by sending a message to P4 and P5. Why? Because these are the two processes having high priority than P3. Now P4 receives P3 selection message. It sends that I am alive to P3. So what will it will take the election activity and it will itself send another message to P3 that I am alive. Okay. Now P4 will become the coordinator. P5 cannot respond. Why? Because P3 before selection of election message of P3, P5 has failed. So now P4 will be selected as a coordinator. Okay. So P4 wins the election and sends a coordinator message to whom? P1, P2 and P3. Why? Because every time a process having high priority number will win and it will send a coordinator message to P1, P2 and P3. There are only 2 points. Election message will be sent to the process having high priority numbers than the initiating message process, and a coordinator message will be sent to all the lower processes informing that our new coordinator is so and so. Okay. Here P2 is not received by because it is currently slowed down. If P2 recovers from failure and if it initiates an election, it sends an election message to whom? It has to send an election message to P3, P4 and P5. Why? Because 3, 4, 5 are more than P2. So since P2's priority is lower than P4, P4 will obviously win the election and P2 will continue. It is initiated by the P2. So P4 only will be continued as a coordinator. And the last case is if P5 recovers from failure and P5 is the highest priority number job, right? So after recovery from failure, the actual coordinator P5 will simply send a message to P1 to P4 that I am the new coordinator. That is Bully algorithm. So the next algorithm is ring algorithm. This algorithm assumes that all the processes in the system are organized in a logical ring. Same as the token ring concept we have discussed. Token passing in mutual exclusion. Like that, here all the processes in the system are organized in a logical ring. The ring is unidirectional, means either it can move in clockwise or anti-clockwise, but always in the same direction. Only in one direction it can move. So the ring is unidirectional, means all the messages related to the election algorithm are passed in one direction only, either this one clockwise direction or every time in an anti-clockwise direction. It is one of the assumption this algorithm is making, and every process in the system knows the structure of the ring, so that while when it is trying to circulate any message over the ring, if the successor of the sender process is down, the sender can skip over. Why? Because that successor can be skipped or it can be skipped one after that until active member is located. So this algorithm will work like this. Similarly, as in a Bully algorithm, when a process Pi, I is any process number, I is equal to 1 to so on n. So any process, when a process sends a request message to the current coordinator, means whatever the running coordinator process is there, it sends a request message to the current coordinate. If in the same like Bully algorithm, if that current process, when a process not received any reply within a fixed amount of time, it assumes that coordinator has crashed. Now, this process can initiate an election message to its successor. Why? Because it is actually it sends the message to its first successor that is currently active in a ring format. No, that's it. This message contains the priority number of processor Pi. If P1 is initiating this election message, the number of process it can send the message to priority number is P1. So on receiving that election message to P2, for example, successor is P2, it appends its to own priority number by looking the message received priority number. I am repeating again. This P1 process sends a message to its successor. We are assuming that it has a P2. What message it will send? P1 will send its priority number to P2. So P2 will append its own priority number on receiving the election message, and it passes on to the next active member in the ring. Say for example P3 is not active, P2 will send that message to P4. So this member also means P4 also appends its own priority number, and it then forwards it to next successor. Like that, it will circulate over the ring from one active process to another circularly. Okay, at a time it can send only to one successor with its priority number. So certainly it will return back to Pi, means P1 we have assumed, it again reaches to P1. So P1 recognizes its own message, own election message by seeing that the list of the priority numbers. So out of the list of priority numbers, the first priority number is its own priority number, means if it is the only process having high priority number, in such a case it will be elected as a coordinator. So when process Pj receives its own election message, the message will contain the list of priority numbers. So out of the list, it elects the process which is having the high priority number as the coordinator, and it then circulates that okay, this one is the coordinator process from now onwards. Like that, it will circulate another coordinator message over the ring to inform the other active process. Just here it is, only difference is in the before algorithm, an election message will be sent to all the process having high priority numbers than the initiating process. But here it will be sent to all the successors by one process. And the other thing is same, whichever the process having high priority number will be selected as the coordinator. If the coordinator comes back, then Pi will complete its round, and it will be removed by the process Pi, and it will be the current coordinator again. So whenever the Pj process receives its own election message, it always elects the process with high priority number. And Pj, if Pj, that is currently failed coordinator process, comes out from the recovery, it sends an inquiry message and it informs that I am the current coordinator. I hope you all have understood these concepts. Thank you. Okay, overall, the topics which we have discussed here are election algorithms. There are two types of election algorithms. What is the need of election algorithms? Means to select a coordinator process. Coordinator process is one which will coordinate all the actions of other processes. So some algorithms in distributed algorithms require a coordinator. So to select that coordinator process or to elect the coordinator process, we will use election algorithms. Those two election algorithms are Boole algorithm and ring algorithm. Okay. If you still have any doubts, please contact me. Thank you.